Hello Commanders, welcome to the command table. I am Mathramar, and we're doing our journey walkthrough. We're going to be going through battles 416 through 420. So that'll complete map 1 in the Druidic Forest. Before we get started though, if you'd please be so kind as to like, subscribe, and if you want notifications when I drop new videos, be sure to hit that notification bell. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those below. Alright, so let's get right into battle 416. Okay, we got a ton of archers here in the back. We got a ton of hammer throwers, so that's a lot of ranged. Then we've got 3 groups of thorn guards, 3 brutes, and 2 earth elementals. So, because there's so much ranged, I decided that Monster Hunter would be the thing to build this around. So the primary threat to the Monster Hunter is actually these thorn guards. So I figured if I just delete those from the equation, then the Monster Hunter should have very minimal difficulty working through the rest of this. So I've also got, I think, an Ember Fiend and I think 3 Arcane Archers down at the bottom here. You can use other ranged units. I would recommend archers, regular archers. You just have to kind of adjust things, I would think, to make sure that your Valkyrie is still closest to the Monster Hunter. But yeah, this one wasn't terribly difficult. It was more just trying to get the healing configured so that the healing didn't go on to something else while still keeping everything kind of above and in front of the Monster Hunter to where there's nothing below it that's going to run past and get anything down here. So yeah, you see just all those arrows and hammers just landed on the ground. Not a whole heck of a lot that they can do against that Monster Hunter unless it gets stunned or kills itself on some thorn guards. So since we took care of those thorn guards, all that's really left to do is wait till we hit Frenzy and watch those Arcane Archers take out most of what's left. Yeah, so there goes the rest of it. I did lose 1 Arcane Archer out of all that, but other than that, it's a pretty clean run. Okay, let's move on to 417. Okay, so for this one, we've got 3 groups of Faceless Knights. We've got 4 Earth Elementals. We've got 2 Untamed Beasts, and then multiple groups of Dire Wolves with their warthog skin. So I decided to I basically kept almost the exact same build. I just moved the Valkyrie and the Monster Hunter down here. And we're just going to operate on this end of things while the Untamed Beasts, we're far enough back to where the Untamed Beasts are going to aggro onto the Faceless Knights and work on those. So there'll be less Faceless Knights to worry about. I ended up having a problem with 1 Faceless Knight down here sticking around and causing some problems, but as you'll see, I'm able to tough it out, especially with just good dependable heal from the Valkyrie. Everything else is going to run into these mine shrooms, and that's going to keep it all occupied while I can slowly churn through from the bottom and start grinding through that way. So there go the Untamed Beasts at their own Faceless Knights. Now I've got a bunch of stuff hitting my mine shrooms, and that keeps it all occupied. That buys the Untamed Beasts some time to kill off most of the Faceless Knights. Again, right behind this tree, you'll notice that last one that causes some problems. Hopefully that won't be an issue for you. Hopefully your Untamed Beast will clear that one out. And the burn doesn't even take it out, so we've got to sit there with our Monster Hunter gimped while we wait for the Arcane Archers to clear them out. There we go. And now the Monster Hunter, which does triple damage to nature units, is just going to grind through the Earth Elementals very quickly. So yeah, not terribly complicated. Those mine shrooms do a world of help to turn some of those units to your side. Alright, let's do 418. Now I've got a note here. I want you to know that I've put slow on this Risen Warrior in the back, and that's to buy more time. So pay attention to that here in just a second when this all starts to play out. This group of Thorn Guards was back far enough to where the Draining Spirit couldn't latch on its own. It needed something to carry it. So that's what these Dire Wolves are for. Now, let's just go over what the enemy has. 2 Assassins, 2 Death Knights, about 8 groups of Warhounds, 2 Soul Pylons, and 2 groups of Thorn Guards. So we're going to tag on these Draining Spirits to the front here, and most of these Warhounds are going to either get mostly dead or totally dead by running through that. It won't be able to burn through the skeletons that get resurrected as quickly, but it'll still do that. Then what we're hopefully trying to accomplish here is to delay things and buy time and then ping-pong back and forth to this Phoenix. So everything's going to kind of run forward, get shredded by the Draining Spirits, then whatever's left, because they're going to kill this Phoenix, I think, and then everything's going to run back towards the Risen Warriors, and then the one with Slow is going to creep in from the back, and that's going to pull it even further away. Then it's all going to have to run way back over here, and then up here, all the while being tagged by those Draining Spirits to get to this Phoenix, which will have popped back up. Now, I had a clever trick that I learned back in the day from my buddies in Bloodbound. You take a bomb bot. I think this was done for the Jormag fight. You take a bomb bot, and it has the exact same run speed as the Assassins. So you can send a bomb bot running all the way to the front to hit something with the Assassins trailing right behind it, and it'll blow both of them up. So pay attention for that when this gets going. Okay, that's going to be the first thing you want to notice. Okay, now watch. The Assassins are all chasing those bomb bots. They've got the exact same run speed. And the bomb bot, poof, takes out a group of Warhounds and the Assassins. The bottom one didn't accomplish as much, but it still got the job done. Okay, so now here's those Risen Warriors with Slow. That kept them out of the fray long enough to where they've still got some health left. And that'll buy time for the Phoenix to work through this group before this one gets up into the thick of it. Now, fortunately, the Draining Spirits do not make it all the way to the Phoenix. That's kind of crucial for this. So hopefully you can have everything clear through fast enough and not get tagged with your own Draining Spirit, because that'll end it real fast. And one last Thorn Guard, and game over. Okay, so that was 418. Let's move on to 419. Alright, we've got a lot of ugly in here. There's 2 Mind Corruptors, a whole lot of Mind Shrooms. We got a couple of Draining Spirits that were very peculiarly placed. So this one isn't even tagged on to anything, so it just disappears unless you tag something onto it, which I took advantage of. You got a bunch of Arcane Archers in the back, a whole lot of Arcane Blades all the way through, and then a couple of Crystal Spires. So just very challenging to kind of tactically and surgically remove some of these things. So we're just going to counter them a different way with this Barrier Monk. Now, I've put the Hammer Throwers way the heck in the back, so that I could have the Earth Elemental all the way up at the front and still have the Valkyries tag onto it. So that's the closest other targetable unit by the Valkyries. So both of those are going to tag onto the Earth Elemental since it's the closest. And that's going to make it to where the Arcane Blades don't ping back to any of my other units. So that's going to keep the Arcane Blades pinging back and forth here with my new level 13 Draining Spirit. So we're going to adopt it, make it our own, and use it to kill off all these Arcane Blades. Now the Mind Corruptors are going to work their way through, but this Barrier Monk is going to run up forward with the Hammer Throwers to also block the Valkyries. So we don't need the Barrier Monk on them right at the beginning, because it will run up and block it when it's crucial. Now these Risen Warriors are there to take out the Arcane Archers and a couple of the Crystal Spires. But you'll notice that it doesn't all work perfectly, but it does get the job done, where the Earth Elemental will be what carries the day in the end. The Risen Warriors are also helpful because they'll stomp on some of the Mind Shrooms. Now the Hammer Throwers, they take care of whatever other Arcane Blades make it through, and they also work down the Mind Corruptor. Now all that's left are a couple of Crystal Spires and Arcane Archers. So here go the rest of my Hammer Throwers, but since the Earth Elemental is immune to Mind Control, it's just gonna stomp right through the mine shrooms. Now, Frenzy is going to pop it, but I will have a couple left, and it's enough to overwhelm the Spire and the Arcane Archer. So it's a little tight there, but we did get the job done. So you may have to run it a couple times. All right, 420. Okay, so for this one, we've re-enlisted our level 4 Eternal Champions. So be prepared to watch some pretty awesome pyrotechnics from them. We've got a whole bunch of Thorn Guards over here. We've got a whole bunch of Brutes. We've got a whole bunch of Ember Fiends. And then we've got a Volcanus clone. Oh, pardon me, that's just a timer to check my camp. So what I've decided to do here is we're going to use these bomb bots to clear through all of the Thorn Guards with the exception of this one. Just having that one isn't too big of a problem, but there's so many of them that if you can just get rid of all of them, it makes it very easy to solve the rest of it. So I've got one bomb bot here to take care of this brute, which allows the other bomb bot to clear out this group of Thorn Guards. So all 3 Thorn Guards are gone. That just leaves this one. And then we've got our Eternal Champions with fire resistance that should be able to handle pretty much anything else along the way. The 2 Druids will kind of keep them topped off, and the Barrier Monk will soak a couple of the meteors that Volcanus throws out. So there goes the Brute, and then most of the Thorn Guards. Then we get down to these last couple, or the last Thorn Guard, and we just work our way from the top down to the bottom. Now the Druids will get hit from time to time. The Barrier Monk was... I think the Druids have reach on them, so they might have actually done better if they had aim instead, because they would have been closer to that bubble and wouldn't have gotten hit as much. Not that they're getting hit much now. But yeah, those Eternal Champions, level 4. I think they've got Berserk on them, so if you're in a season without Berserk, that may go a little differently. But there it is, 420. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Again, please do like and subscribe. Also, check out thecommandtable.com where we have tutorials, raid strategies, and in the not too distant future, we'll throw in some fun merch and a comic strip for you. Thanks for watching. We'll have more for you soon.